SMMA is dead, and what I'm about to tell you is exactly how people are actually making millions in 2025. While everyone's still fighting over burned prospects and little 2K a month retainers, I've discovered the business model that's creating the next wave of agency millionaires. The craziest part though is nobody has any idea that this even exists. But the window is closing fast, and in the next 12 months it will be 10 times harder to cash in. In the next few minutes, I'll explain exactly why SMMA is dead, what you can do about it, and how you can leverage that to actually make millions in 2025. Picture this, it's 2020 and you see an ad from Tai Lopez. It says start a social media marketing agency. Go to a local business and charge them $1,000 per month for their Facebook ads. And little did you know that that ad would create a wave, a storm of hundreds and thousands of entrepreneurs flooding into the social media marketing agency model. You see, the SMMA model as a whole has probably created more millionaires than basically any other model in history, because an agency is just a digital service-based business. But fast forward to 2025. Prospects are burned, there's more competition than ever, there's more saturation, you're dealing with burn churn prospects, and it's harder to grow and scale. And that leads you to the conclusion that SMMA is dead. But there is a light at the end of the tunnel. For a second though, I want to explain really quick why I feel that SMMA is dead. I'm probably arguably one of the most qualified people to talk about this subject, as not only do I run my own multi-7-figure agency, have my fancy 100K a month award here in the background, right? That I got over 2 years ago, hitting over 100K a month for almost 2 years ago now, right? It's the same model that allowed me to go from food stamps, a single mother raising 2 kids, pregnant at 17 years old, all that boohoo sad stuff, to now the Miami high rises, the yachts, the fancy cars, the nice diamond watches, all that fun stuff, right? Not only that have I built an agency that changed my life forever, but I also have helped and coached hundreds of agencies to multiple 5 and 6 figures a month. Literally hundreds of agencies have come through my programs. So I have probably the most up-to-date knowledge as to what's working right now in SMMA and what everyone is doing to pivot and prepare for the AI gold rush. Imagine if you run an agency, you're hopping on calls with people that say they've been working with 8, 9, 10 different agencies before. I don't know if you know this, but if you're fat and you tell me that you've gone through 8, 9, or 10 different personal trainers and you're still fat, is it the personal trainer's fault? Or is it the prospects? And it could be a little bit of both actually, right? Because they've been through so many different agencies, because they've been through the ringer, it's a lot harder to close them. I mean, if I've hopped on a call with somebody that sold to me the same service that I've tried 8 times before, it's gonna be really difficult for me to give them my money and close on that call. I'm gonna need to see a lot of social proof. I'm gonna need to see a lot of stats and statistics. I'm gonna need to see everything that I can to know that this is a big decision, which makes it a lot harder for beginner agencies especially. You see, even when I started my agency 4 years ago, I got in and everybody said SMMA is dead, SMMA is saturated, these prospects are burned. So that was 4 years ago. Imagine how bad this is today. Plus, you combine that burned prospects with oversaturation, where not only are they burned, but they know that hundreds of agencies in every single niche exist. I came into probably one of the most saturated niches with Chiro and medical and still was able to penetrate, but that was 4+ years ago. Also, when there's thousands of people that seemingly offer the same product and service that you offer, it becomes a race to the bottom. It's a commoditized service where you say like, hey, you guys have Facebook ads in a call center, so does this person. But you're telling me you're going to do it for 2K, this person says they'll do it for $1,000 a month. So it's a commoditized race to the bottom in terms of the supply and demand of the service, which also makes it even harder to differentiate, right? How are you supposed to differentiate your service when you're just telling them, yeah, we run Facebook ads, we have a call center, we'll help you with coaching and book the leads. They're like, yeah, I've heard that to 50 other people. What makes you guys different? Which again, different is always better than better, but it's hard to differentiate yourself in 2025 when there's so much competition on the marketplace. Also, there's some serious bottlenecks and limitations on a traditional agency service-based business. For example, there is operational workload, right? You think that just because you're making $100K a month that it's so much easier because you have all this cash, you can hire out these employees, but it's actually 10 times harder to manage than a 10K a month agency because of all the operational workflow. You turn from a marketer to an operations specialist that has to orchestrate this huge wheel of different parts and moving components to make sure you give a good product and service. So while you got into this business wanting to be a marketer and wanting to build an agency, you become an operator stuck in the day-to-day of your business. Also, media buying talent and other talent is very expensive. A lot of people will learn your systems, processes, etc., and then go sell it on their own, especially with media buyers. The best media buyers I know run their own agencies. And once they learn all of your systems and flows to run an agency or to run media buying at scale, well, they can either snipe your clients or they can go in and start offering this as a service to themselves, which in turn decreases their overall output and gets a overall worse product. Also, with the prospects being so burned and going through so many agents, you have what's called market sophistication, where because they've been on these calls, they've been through the ringer, they understand the agency model as a whole, and some of them have gone even as far as implementing their own ads or running the ads themselves in-house. Combine that with outbound fatigue. Some of the methods that worked 5 years ago to acquire clients, like cold email, cold DMs, cold text messages, cold calling, etc., get less and less effective as people have spammed multiple of those methods. All this leads to very fragile clients that will drop you instantly. I remember we had a client that signed with us, they paid us $2,000, and in the first month, just the first month alone, we made them $20,000 in new cash revenue, a 10x return on their investment with us, and they still left us. This was a person that was currently making only $20,000, $30,000 a month. We added extra 10x ROI on their investment, made them $20,000 off of just $1,000 in ad spend, by the way, literally a 20x ROAS, and they still left us. And I remember asking that client, like, hey, we had a really great return, everything seems to be cranking away as normal, like, why do you want to cancel with us? And they just said, Nathan, I thought it would be more. Right? It wasn't enough. And I just sat there mind blown at the expectations that these guys have of a crazy product. And also, I'm getting people a 20x ROAS, a 20x ROI on month one right away. Like, you give me $1, I make you $20 back, and you're still leaving? How scalable is this system? Yes, I still brute force my way to 150K a month, grinding continuously. But overall, the client fragility, the burn prospects, the overall saturation of the marketplace puts us in an interesting position. But there is a light at the end of the tunnel. So how do we, as agency owners that just sell Facebook ads, or maybe beginners that want to capitalize on these trends, implement AI into businesses and actually make money? Where do you go? The most important thing to focus on with AI implementation is selling the right AI strategies. And by strategies, I mean, how do I go into a business and make them more money and save them more money with AI? Ideally, we want to do both. You see, AI will also solve a lot of the problems that are limited by our existing model. For example, AI as leverage allows you to scale significantly faster. If you can streamline your automation systems, processes, etc., then you're really set up for a scalable system. AI will automate a lot of the low leverage tasks. It can even replace full departments and full employees. I had a $30,000 a month call center that I replaced completely with AI and artificial intelligence. Don't you think that a lot of these business owners would pay significant amounts to learn or implement the same system for their business? Of course. For example, if we go into a business and say, hey, instead of lead generation, I'll do AI-driven lead generation. We'll have 10 times more creative, better quality creative as possible, and you won't have to lift a finger, all with AI. Or I'll implement these AI voice receptionists to allow you to handle all of your missed calls, schedule appointments automatically outside of working hours on weekends, and basically work 24/7, 365 for you. Different is better than better. This also enhances a client experience because even if you just take your existing agency of lead gen and you incorporate AI, now you have a new unique service, and that add-on of AI increases the perception of value within your business. This allows you to run high-level offers that are different from the marketplace, capture better leads at a cheaper price since you're not selling the same perceived service as everyone else. You see, when I meet some of the richest people that I've ever met, they're usually not the smartest, they're usually not the most hardworking, but what I notice about them is they're able to capitalize on a trend. They're able to ride a huge wave in the marketplace and capitalize on a key moment, whether it's the tech bubble, the industry, oil, whatever. So my vision for the next 3 to 5 years and what I'm going all in on is building infrastructure and incorporating AI agents into my business. So these AI agents will allow me to scale a productized service, differentiate myself from the market, overcome the saturation that we've seen in the marketplace. You see, it starts with maybe voice receptionists or a few AI automations and bots here and there. But these AI bots are only going to get better and better and better and better over time. So while it starts with the voice AI, what we're really building is we're building the infrastructure to deliver AI agents at a scale. If you want to learn how to stop selling SMMA and start selling AI strategies instead, I have a full video here that will outline the exact strategies I'm doing that took my traditional agency to an AI agency that now makes over 6 figures per month.